Hello everyone, welcome to Jessie's MedBio. In today's section, I am going to explain about some theories which is relating to growth and development. So mainly 4 theories are there. So first one is the Sigmund-Freud theory, second one is erikson theory, third one is Piaget theory, and fourth one is kohlberg theory. So firstly, I am going to explain about the Sigmund-Freud theory. That is the Freud psychosexual developmental theory. Here the Freud explaining about the psychosexual development of a child from the birth to adolescent age group. So according to Sigmund Freud, personality developed through 5 psychosexual stages. He is saying that the personality of a child is developing through 5 stages. That is 5 psychosexual stages. In each stage, pleasure is focused on a different part of the body. If the child needs are not met properly, fixation may occur and it will affect the adult personality. So next one is the 5 stages explained by the Sigmund Freud. So he divided the psychosexual stages into 5, that is oral stage, that is from birth to 1 year. Second one is anal stage, that is from 1 year to 3 year. Then third one is phallic stage, that is from 3 year to 6 year. Then fourth stage is latency stage, which is from 6 year to 12 year. And fifth one is genital stage, that is from 12 year to adulthood. So firstly, I am going to explain about the oral stage, that is from the age group of birth to 1 year. The erogenous zone or the important zone is the mouth. What are the features which is coming under this stage are pleasure is centered on the mouth. As I already explained in the previous slide that Freud is focusing on different type of body parts in each stage. So here in the oral stage he is focusing on the mouth. So during this time the baby will start to enjoy the sucking, feeding and biting all. Then the baby will develop the trust through the feeding and the comfort level which is provided by their caregivers or the parents. Then over or under satisfaction can lead to oral fixation in later life. Then for example, a baby sucks the mother's breast or a thumb for comfort. Then second one is the anal stage. The age group is from 1 to 3 year. The erogenous zone is anus. So the pleasure is centered on bowel and bladder control, which means during these years the child will start to learning about the child will get the toilet training. So here the pleasure is centered on the bowel and bladder control. Child learn toilet training and also the self-control. Then success develops independence and confidence. At that time, they feel an emotion of success. So, if over strictness and also too much laziness will leads to over fixation. For example, a child learns to use the toilet independently. Then coming to the phallic stage, that is from 3 year to 6 year. During these years, the erogenous zone will be the genitals. So the pleasure is centered on the genital area. During this age group, the child become aware of the differences between boys and girls, which means during this age group, the child starts to understand who is boy, who is girl. Then during this age group only, the child will start the Oedipus complex and Electra complex, which means Oedipus complex means the boy will have more affection to their mother, and the Electra complex means the girl will have more affection towards their father. Then identifies the same-sex parent and develops gender identity. And when coming, for example, a boy imitates his father, a girl imitates her mother. Then coming to the latency stage, that is the age group from 6 year to 12 year. During this age group, erogenous zone is not present. It is a dormant period, so sexual feeling become inactive. During this time, the sexual feelings were inactive only. The child focuses mainly on their school, friends, games and for their hobbies. And social and intellectual skills will develop during this age group. And energy is used for learning and productive activities. For example, a child enjoys studying, playing games and making friends. When coming to the last stage, that is genital stage, that is from 12 years to adulthood. During this period also erogenous zone will be the genitals. Then sexual maturity begins with puberty. During this time only the puberty start to begins. At that time they will start to develop their sexual maturity. They are having interest in relationship with opposite sex. Then forms mature friendship and intimate relationship, leads to healthy adult personality and productivity. For example, an adolescent develops romantic feeling and plans for future relationships. This all about the Sigmund Freud psychosexual developmental theory. Next one is the Erikson psychosocial development theory. So here Erikson explaining about the psychosocial development of a child. According to Erikson, personality develops through 8 psychosocial stages. At each stage, a person faces a conflict. Successfully resolving the conflict leads to a healthy personality development. So here Erikson saying that personality development through 8 stages, that is the 8 psychosocial stages. And also he is telling that during each stage a person will face a conflict, and by solving the conflict or getting success by resolving the conflict will lead to a healthy personality. So it's about the 7 stages. So first one is trust versus mistrust. The age group is from birth to 1 year. Then what all are the concept which is coming under trust versus mistrust is infant depends on their parents for the care, love, food and comfort that we all knows. And if we are providing the good care to a child, it will develop their trust. And if you are providing poor or inconsistent care, it will develop mistrust. Right? For example, a baby who is fed and comforted regularly feels safe and trust towards their caregivers. Then second stage is autonomy versus shame and doubt. That is the age group from 1 to 3 years. Which means the child learns to do things independently like walking, eating, toilet training and all. Encouragement develops autonomy, over criticism develops shame and doubt. If we are encouraging them or if they are doing it properly or if they are learning the toilet training and all properly, at that time they feel autonomy or developing autonomy. But if they can't able to do all these things properly, at that time they feel shame and doubt. For example, a toddler proudly feeds himself. Then third one is initiative versus guilt. For the age group is from 3 to 6 years. During this age group, the child explore, ask questions and start new activities. Which means the support which we are giving will develop the initiative. And the excessive punishment which we are giving will develop the guilt feeling. For example, a child enjoys pretending to be a doctor or teacher. The next one is industry versus inferiority. That is the age group from 6 to 12 years. During this age group, the child learns skills through school, sports, hobbies and work. Success develop industry and failure or criticism develop inferiority. Success develop industry means the competency level will increases in the child, and failure or criticism develops inferiority. If they are failing in doing the things, at that time they will feel very low. Then for example, a child feels proud after doing well in school or a sport. The next one is identity versus role confusion. That is the age group from 12 to 18 years. The adolescent try to discover who am I. And successful exploration develops identity. Confusion about roles leads to role confusion, which means if they can able to identify themselves, they are successed. Then if they can't able to identify themselves or if they are having confusion about their role, at that time it will lead to role confusion. For example, a teenager explores interest and chooses future career goals, which means if you are selecting a good career or if you are planning for a good future, at that time we develop our own identity. But if we can't able to choose our proper career and all, at that time we feel the role confusion. The next one is intimacy versus isolation, that is from the age group of 18 to 40 years, that is a young adulthood period. Adult forms close relationship and deep emotional bonds. Success develop the intimacy and failure which leads to the isolation. For example, building a healthy marriage or close relationship. Then next one is generativity versus stagnation. That is from the age group of 40 to 65 years, that is middle adulthood. Then the adult contributes to the next generation and the society. Here, the Erikson saying that the adult will contribute the next generation. So the success develops the generativity, the failure which lead to the stagnation. For example, a parent raising children or a person mentoring and guiding others. That is about the Erikson psychosocial theory. Then next one is the Piaget theory. So Piaget's theory of cognitive and intellectual development. Jean Piaget explaining about the cognitive development of a child. Jean Piaget explained that children develop intelligence by interacting with their environment. He is explaining that by interacting to our environment only, the child is developing their intelligence. As they grow, their thinking become more logical and mature. So the Piaget divided the cognitive development into 4 stages, that is sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational and formal operational. So first one is sensory motor stage. That is from the age group of 0 to 2 years. During this period, they can able to learn through the senses and also with the movements. And they can able to know the objects still exist even if hidden also. For example, a baby searches for a toy hidden under a blanket. Then second one is the pre-operational stage. That is from the age group of 2 to 7 years. They can able to use the language and symbols and their imaginative thinking will develop. Their thinking is egocentric, which means they see things only from own point of view. Then cannot think logically. For example, a child pretend a stick is a sword or banana is a phone. Then coming to third stage, that is concrete operational stage. That is from the age group of 7 to 11 years. During this age group, the child start to think logically about the real objects and events. Then they can able to understand the number, size, weight, conversation and also cause and effect relationship. For example, a child knows that water remains the same amount even when poured into different shaped glass. Then last one is the formal operational stage. That is from the age group of 11 to 15 years and above. During this age group, they can able to think logically and abstractly, can able to solve some complex problems and also start to plan for their future and reason scientifically. For example, a teenager discusses moral issues or solves algebra problems. That is about the Piaget cognitive development theory. Then last one is Kohlberg's theory of moral development. Lawrence Kohlberg explained how children develop the ability to understand right and wrong. He believed moral thinking develops in 3 levels and 6 stages from childhood to adulthood. Here the Kohlberg explaining how the children develop the ability to understand the right and wrong. So first level is the pre-conventional morality. Second level is the conventional morality and third level is the post-conventional morality. So first level, that is pre-conventional morality, is from the age group of 0 to 7 years. During this period, the children start to obey the rules to avoid the punishment and also to get the rewards. Under this level, 2 stages are there. That is obedience and punishment orientation, and second one is the individualism and exchange. So obedience and punishment orientation means the child thinks about the punishment. At that time he or she knows that it is wrong. And if there is no punishment means that is right. So they start to obey the rules to avoid the punishment. For example, a child does not touch the stove because he fears being scolded. Second one is individualism and exchange, which means this child start to do the things for getting the reward and the benefit. For example, I will help you if you give me a chocolate. Then second one is the conventional morality, that is from the age group of 7 to 12 years. Here the child follows the rules to gain approval and to maintain social order. Under this level also two stages are present. That one is the good boy, good girl orientation, which means he or she wants to be seen as a good person and so that behaves well to receive praise from their parents, teachers and others. And next one is the law and order orientation. They can able to understand the importance of rules, laws and authority, and they believes the rules should be followed to keep the society orderly. Then coming to the level 3, that is post-conventional morality, that is adolescent and adult. Here moral decisions are based on their personal values and the principles. Under this level also two stages are present. So the first one is social contract and orientation. The child understands that laws are made for people's welfare and also they believe laws can be changed if they are unfair. For example, supporting a law that protects the children's right. Then sixth one is universal ethical principles orientation, which means decisions are based on the justice, equality and human rights. Does the right thing even if it is goes against laws of society. For example, helping an injured person even if it means breaking a rules. Here mainly they are focusing on the ethical principles and also about the societal orientation. So these are the three levels which is explained by the Kohlberg in his theory of moral development. So these are the four theories which is relating to the growth and development.